Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Horstmeyer, Chief Meteorologist at Fox 19. Thanks for coming to Education and Hockey Day. It's going to be a great day. Not only are you going to see a great hockey game, you're going to learn some stuff, too, and you're going to learn a lot about the weather. Frank Marzullo from Fox 19 is here, and so is Pat Barry. You see us all doing the weather through the week on Fox 19. So it looks like we're heading for a very nice day today. You'll have a great time. We guarantee it. We're going to talk sometime today about blizzards. You'll see a lot about ice and snow. We're going to talk about tornadoes. Frank Marzullo will have that, and he'll also be talking about some hurricanes. Pat Barry's going to update you on science and forecasting as far as travel goes. And what we're going to do first, though, is talk about ice. Now, to a meteorologist, ice is an important thing. If it has to do with the forecast or maybe a day off from school because of the ice, well, that could be a problem. Also, meteorologists talk about icebergs, big ice that comes out of the North Pole. Also, there's ice in the South Pole. There's ice almost everywhere on Earth. Take a look at this. This is the North Pole, a large area covered with a great deal of ice. And, of course, there's ice right down here on the floor that they play hockey on. And you might wonder, how does that get put together every time the Cyclones are in town to play a series of games? Well, here's how they get the ice rink ready for the hockey game each and every time.
Many of you here today have seen very little hockey. One of the infractions that gets called frequently in our game is offsides. Offside is when an attacking player has both skates completely over the blue line before the puck crosses the line. When this occurs, one of the linesmen will blow his whistle and will have a face-off to restart play. The puck has to cross the line before anything else when the team attacks. Hockey is one of the fastest games in the world. We do not wait for the referee to allow us to make substitutions. We do it ourselves. Watch today and notice that every 30 to 60 seconds, players will know when they're supposed to go in and come out of the game.
Another infraction that gets called regularly is icing. Icing occurs when a puck is cleared from the defensive half of the ice and across the goal line at the opposite end without having the goaltender touch the puck. Icing is legal when a team is shorthanded and has a man in the penalty box. When icing occurs, one of the linesmen blows his whistle and a face-off comes to one of the dots closest to the goaltender of the offending team. There are penalties that get called throughout the game. These cause the offending player to head to the penalty box, and his team must kill a 2-minute shorthanded situation. A minor penalty comes to an end if his team allows a goal or if the time runs out in the 2 minutes. When that happens, the player comes out of the box and right back into the play.
Hi, I'm Brian O'Hanley, and I play defense for the Cincinnati Cyclones. This is my second year of pro hockey. I attended Boston College and I majored in communication. I've been playing hockey for 18 years. The Cincinnati Cyclones find their players from all over North America. The Cyclones are the ECHL affiliate of the NHL's Montreal Canadiens and Nashville Predators. While Montreal and Nashville supply some of their players on the Cincinnati roster, it is the team's responsibility to find the rest. This year, 16 of the 25 players come from Canada. 7 players come from Ontario, 4 from Alberta, 3 from British Columbia, and 1 each from Quebec and Saskatchewan. Why do you suppose more players come from Canada than the United States? Part of the reason is that while baseball is the biggest sport in America, hockey is the sport in Canada. Ask any Canadian person, and they probably grew up with Hockey Night in Canada on Saturday night television. Canada is like most of the northern eastern states of the USA. The colder climate allows for a longer winter and to let people play hockey. The Cyclones have 8 Americans on their roster, 2 each from Massachusetts and Minnesota, 1 from California, Illinois, Michigan, and New York. You will not find many hockey players from Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, or Tennessee. Do you have any idea why? Those are warmer states, and you won't see as many ice rinks as you would in the northern states. Players will come from other countries as well. There are a few players who come over to the U.S. from Germany, Russia, and Slovakia. This season, there is even a player from Czechoslovakia on the Cyclones roster.
Hi, I'm Brian Leach. I play forward for the Cincinnati Cyclones. This is my first season of professional hockey. I attended Quinnipiac University and I majored in history. I've been playing hockey for 15 years. Being a professional hockey player can be a lot of fun. You get to do something you love, you get to make a living doing it. You also get to see a lot of different areas where people live. The Cincinnati Cyclones will travel more than 15,000 miles this year. Most of it will be by bus, and we will see a lot of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, with at least 5 trips planned to each state for our games this year. Sometimes we are on the bus for only 3 hours for a quick trip to Toledo. Sometimes we are on the bus for 10 hours, like we do when we go to Trenton. Usually we are somewhere in between. During the course of the season, we will spend more than 240 hours on either a bus or a plane. That's like spending 10 full days, every minute of the day, traveling. We read a lot of books. Some players will even do classwork for classes they are enrolled in, and some of us will watch some movies or sleep. Crossword puzzles are another fun thing we do when we are traveling from city to city. In early March, we go through South Carolina and Georgia. We will travel more than 1,800 miles in a week. That's more than 28 hours of travel.
Hi, I'm Doug Krantz. I play defense for the Cyclones. This is my second season of pro hockey. I attended Cornell University and I majored in hospitality administration. I've been playing hockey for 20 years. For the Cincinnati Cyclones, we could not play hockey without ice. Ice is important for keeping our drinks cold, helping to treat injuries, and of course, keeps all of our foods cold. Did you know that at one time Earth was covered with ice? It was like one giant snowball and huge blocks of ice, also known as glaciers. These glaciers carved out the planet and helped create lakes, streams, and even the Grand Canyon. Ice ages are long stretches of time where the Earth temperature drops and ice form all over the planet. When ice ages happen, they reshape the Earth and give it a new appearance. The last one reached into the middle part of North America before it started to thaw, and there will not be another one for about 50,000 years. Glaciers spread from the north as the temperature drops and slide downhill. Think of when you run a stick through the sand, how it creates valleys as it goes. When the temperature warms, the glaciers retreat back to the north, and the water that they leave behind fills these valleys formed when they slide and create streams and lakes. When the last glacier spread through Ohio, it left gravel, sand, and other materials from the north. The pathways the glaciers cut through Ohio left 44,000 miles of streams and rivers in the state. The glaciers carved the 5 glacial regions. The Till Plains are a rich farming area which Cincinnati sits on. The Lake Plains were formed by glacial sand that was swamp until it was drained in the 1800s. This would be the area where Toledo sits. The Allegheny Plateau has 2 regions, glaciated and unglaciated. The glaciated part is smooth and excellent for farming. The unglaciated part is a rugged region with rivers, hills, and valleys. The Lexington Plain, at the southern tip of Ohio, is a similarly unglaciated plain.
Hi, I'm Dwayne Zinger. I play defense for the Cincinnati Cyclones. This is my 10th season of pro hockey. I attended the University of Alaska Fairbanks and I majored in business management. I've been playing hockey since I was 6 years old.
I'm Jamie Coughlin. I play defense for the Cincinnati Cyclones. This is my second season of pro hockey. I attended Mercyhurst College and I majored in international business with a minor in French. I've been playing hockey for 18 years.
The Cincinnati Cyclones players can have their weight changed by 1 to 3 pounds every time they take the ice. Before every practice and before every game, players weigh in. At the end of practice or a game, they weigh in again. It is important to keep track of the weight of each player to make sure they can play at their best level. It takes 3,000 calories burned to lose a pound. Players who are smaller have to exert much more to lose more calories and pounds than a bigger player. A player who is 5'7" and weighs 170 pounds will burn 1,216 calories in 1 hour of normal practice. A player who is 6'5" and weighs 220 pounds will burn 1,610 calories in a practice. Sometimes events happen during the game and players will be forced to play different positions, left out on the ice longer than normal because we can make a substitution or because they may be involved in a fight. Any of these events will have those players burning more calories than usual, and they need to pay attention to that. These numbers get bigger as we move to game conditions, and it is not uncommon to see weight loss of 10 pounds in a week if a player is not careful. Losing too much weight will make players weaker and unable to stand the severe conditions of playing 2 and sometimes 3 games per weekend. This is when players are susceptible to injury. Normally, you will see players getting pasta and salads for meals. These help restore calories and other nutrients to their systems to help them stay at peak efficiency. Athletes are normally very active people, just like kids going to school. We all walk, skateboard, and ride bikes. That's why it is important to eat well to stay healthy. A well-balanced diet gives you the energy you need to be active and strong.